What is going on, guys? Bengal King here, coming back at you with another video today, rebuilding the New Orleans Saints in a realistic manner. Of course, we have some less realistic rebuilds on the channel. You can tell by the thumbnail what it is. Also, I say it at the beginning of the video. This is a realistic style, but there's a little bit of a twist to it. This is going to be without Drew Brees, because it's no secret Drew Brees is getting older. He's about 40. He might already be 40 years old. I believe he was in the 2001 NFL draft, I want to say, by the Chargers. Of course, out of Purdue. And then was moved over to the Saints a little bit later. But he's older now. He's not going to be on the Saints forever. And I think the whole fun of rebuilding the Saints is doing it in the wake of Drew Brees' retirement. One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Absolute stud. But for the sake of the video, for the sake of the realistic rebuild, we're going to do it in the future without Drew Brees. So we're going to retire him and then go ahead and see what we can do with this New Orleans Saints roster. Let's go ahead and break it down. So this is the roster. A lot of good development on this team. We have star development for Ryan Ramczyk, probably for Eric McCoy at center, and then superstar development for Teron Armstead. So we've got our offensive line basically unlocked. Larry Warford's good. Andrews Pete, less so. I know he made a Pro Bowl. I don't think even Andrews Pete knows how that happened. And, of course, Drew Brees has to go. So Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill really got star development. Okay, so, and what do I mean by Drew Brees retiring? Well, at the end of this year, well, first of all, he's a free agent, but we're going to make him a punter or a linebacker or something, so he retires. He's 40, dude. Like, it has to happen. We're talking about the offensive line. At tight end, kind of weird, too, because they gave Josh Hill star development. Jared Cook is the starting tight end, a little bit older. Josh Hill is 29 years old now. Has never really even been particularly great. I know he's a good option. Star development seems odd for him, but of course, Alvin Kamara, superstar X Factor. Michael Thomas, superstar X Factor. Even Traquan Smith got star. Man, they're really handing out star plus development on this team, huh? Ted Ginn is here, and was it Keith Kirkwood? It's a weird team with some of the players going on. They got little Jordan Humphrey, Hook'em Horns, undrafted free agent, made the team. I like to see that. Zach Line in there as well. Teddy Bridgewater, I don't know if you're our quarterback in the future. We're going to figure that out. Latavius Murray in there as well. I want to say DeAndre Washington, but it's Dwayne. I think DeAndre Washington is a different running back. Why did I thought maybe they signed him. He's on the Raiders, so I thought maybe he moved because I haven't heard of him getting touches. He's been getting some touches for the Raiders, though. Just hasn't been overly productive with them. We'll move over onto the defense after I've embarrassed myself saying the wrong name. But defensively, of course, Marcus Williams. We got Demario Davis, Craig Robertson, Alex Anzalone. Of course, his team brought in Kiko Alonso. They got A.J. Klein, Ray Armstrong as well. It's kind of a weak linebacking core. We're going to look to improve there. Not sure that Anzalone is a linebacker of the future on the inside there. Kiko Alonso certainly is not. Von Bell. I like Von Bell. He was a good Ohio State player, as a lot of these players are in the NFL, Marshawn Lattimore being one of them, although he has been playing less well as of late. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in there as well. Marcus Williams, we talked about. Marshawn Lattimore, Patrick Robinson, who's a little bit older now, definitely have to improve at cornerback. Eli Apple's here. You guys already know how I feel about Eli Apple. If you've been on the channel for a minute, he's absolutely terrible. Or at least was for the Giants, but I guess he's a little bit better for the Saints now. Well, lucky him. Ken Crawley, P.J. Williams in there. And then the defensive line, probably the best part of this defense. I mean, you can make an argument for the secondary, but I think it's this all day. We got Sheldon Rankins, David Onyemata starting at defensive tackle. Malcolm Brown, former Texas Longhorn as well. First-round pick by the Patriots, I guess. He hasn't really been working out in the NFL. Mario Edwards Jr., another former New York Giant on this team. But Cam Jordan, Marcus Davenport's going to start at right end. I don't want Trey Hendrickson to be that guy. Carl Granderson certainly will not be. I need Marcus Davenport to get snaps and develop. He's a first-round pick that needs to play up to that over the course of this rebuild. So we're just going to simulate pretty much straight to the end of Season 1. I will stop at the midseason mark to re-sign some players that I'd like to, but other than that, this thing is starting in Season 2. So that's the roster. We're not making any trades. I will see you for the re-signing of certain players. In typical Madden simulation fashion, we didn't make the playoffs with this team. If the Saints don't make the playoffs in real life, I would be shocked. Buccaneers, who lost to the Giants this past week, go 8-8, and that's what the Saints managed to do. The Panthers win the division at 11-5. The Falcons go 9-7. None of that seems even close to what might actually happen. Drew Brees had an unbelievable year, 4th in the NFL in passing yards, 2nd in touchdowns. We had the worst defense in football. That's fantastic. Alvin Kamara, oh, what a year, by the way, for Drew Brees. 4,200 yards, 40 TDs, only 10 picks. Rushing, Kamara, 1,300 yards, 5.5 per carry, 14 TDs. Receiving, Michael Thomas, almost 100 catches, 1,200 yards, 14 TDs. I mean, he was just incredible. But defensively, we had the worst defense in football. A ton of tackles, just the defense staying out in the field way too long. Tackles for loss, 15 from Sheldon Rankins. She had 9 sacks, but 9.5 from Cameron Jordan led the team. We're going to change up the defense a bit. Marshawn Lattimore had 5 picks, so good for him. It's a very good year. But, yeah, the defense really let us down here. We had the 8th best offense in the NFL, but the defense was dead last. Deshaun Watson wins MVP. I forgot to re-sign players. I don't really know what happened to that. Drew Brees finishes at number 10 for MVP. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Aaron Rodgers. Drew Brees at number 6. Defensive Player of the Year is Ndamukong Suh, who's actually not off to a great start in Tampa Bay so far. Demario Davis at number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Kyler Murray, no Saints. And Defensive Rookie of the Year is Byron Murphy, no Saints. Who did the Saints draft? They didn't have a first-round pick because of the trade for Marcus Davenport. That's right. And then Eric McCoy, I believe, was their 2nd rounder, if I'm not mistaken. Am I mistaken? I think he was. He definitely was. Did he fall to the 3rd, though? He does have star development, by the way. I don't think he did. He may have, though. Who else would they have drafted? I think it was Eric McCoy in the 2nd. Anyone on defense? No, I don't think so. That anyone would be too high. Yeah, no. It was definitely just Eric McCoy. However, brutally disappointing season here in year 1. This is not exactly how we wanted to go out with Drew Brees. We wanted to win a Super Bowl year 1 as the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. Instead, it was not to be. Now, Drew Brees is a free agent. He's down to an 86 overall. Oh my goodness, talk about regression. He went from, a 94 at the end? And he just lost so many points down to an 86. But we're going to play in a fantasy land, which is very possible if the Saints were to win this year. Minus 29. The regression is so huge, especially when he wins quarterback of the year. But we're going to play in a world where Drew Brees retires after this season. Because we can't force that, we just make him a strong safety. And then, boom, Drew Brees is out of the NFL. Don't really have to worry about him signing elsewhere and beating us. Teddy Bridgewater takes over. Got Taysom Hill there, serving whatever purpose he does in simulation. And we'll look to re-sign some of these players. Now, David Onyemata is someone I definitely want to bring back. Eli Apple, not so much. Von Bell, yes. PJ Williams is not good in real life. Neither is Ken Crawley, really. Here's Teddy Bridgewater. I don't really know that I want to bring back any of these guys. I know that sounds strange. But I think we'd just be better off with restarting. Andrews Pete probably wants a lot, right? Yeah, I'm not going to give him 5 a year. That's just not going to happen. Teddy Bridgewater is going to want at least 11, right? 9? Is that a face scan? It looks weird. But that's just a bad face scan. It doesn't really look like him that much. It doesn't look like a player model, though. Here's the thing. I don't want Teddy Bridgewater to be our QB of the future. I don't want to give him a 3-year deal. I know Saints fans love Teddy B. Teddy Asswater, as Wheels calls him. I would franchise tag him. That's what I would do. He's not going to accept a 1-year deal. I'm going to franchise tag him. Now, that's going to be expensive, right? It's going to be $34.2 mil. Oh, lordy. I really can't do that. I thought it'd be like, I don't know, 25? It's 34. Because it's like, with the top 3 salaries averaged out? Oh, yeah, we're just going to have to let him go. We're going to have to let him go. Von Bell I want. David Onyemata I want. And, of course, this is a realistic rebuild. We'll talk about what that means in a second. It's still early in the video. It means I'm using my draft class. So we're going to load that in here in a second. Von Bell doesn't really want anything. And he's definitely our strong safety of the future. So we'll give him a big deal. So David Onyemata and Von Bell both accept. I'm going to let the other CBs walk. We're just going to improve at that position in the draft. And as I said, what this means is that we're using my draft class because it is a realistic rebuild. I'll tell you how to download that in a second if you're new here. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and look into free agency, see what's available. Andrew Luck is here. That's another player I have to retire because he retired in real life. We're going to pretend that he isn't going to come back because that's a very real possibility. So we do have to retire him. but he's not on a team, so I can't do it now. So somebody's going to shell out big money for Andrew Luck, and then he's going to be a linebacker. Because you can't edit them when they're in free agency, I don't think. I'm pretty positive you can't. Can I? Nah, I can't. So in free agency, we signed Hunter Henry. Pretty big addition to the team. He's going to be our tight end of the future, provided he can stay healthy. I think it's fairly realistic to suggest that the Chargers would not look to re-sign him after injury after injury after injury. And he's definitely our tight end of the future. Jared Cook is 33 and regressing. I don't really like him for the future outlook of the team. I'll add him to the trade block if someone wants to make an offer on him, or even Josh Hill, who's also regressing. They can definitely do that. He's 30 years old now. Taysom Hill definitely cannot be our quarterback here. We're definitely going to draft one, I would think. And I know that seems odd based on the Saints in real life, but this is a really, really strong quarterback class. Now, if you guys would like to use my class, all you have to do is go to download from Madden Share. I've updated this fairly recently to reflect some of the changes we've seen in college football already. It is the most downloaded file on PlayStation 4 under Gene Danga, so you don't even have to search for it. You just can find it and download that. I already have it, so I'm going to just import it. But you would download it and load that in. I do not have a class for the next year, so I apologize for that. But I'm going to load in a 2020 NFL Draft Bengal and see what we can do. Now, we're going to pick middle of the first round or so, 18th overall, and there are a lot of good quarterbacks in this class. Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert, Jake Fromm, Jacob Eason, Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, KJ Costello, Steven Montez, Kellen Mond even. All these guys are going to get a lot of buzz. And even though Jalen Hurts might win the Heisman, he's kind of like a typical good college QB. But the way the NFL is changing, man, even though he profiles as just a game manager at best in the NFL, Kyler Murray went number 1 overall. So maybe I have to move him up. I don't even know. That's kind of weird. But we do have some scouting to do. It doesn't really matter so much because we already have an idea about who these players are and what their overalls could be. So I will say that. Really strong receiver class. Could look to go in that direction as well. Although I am going to let the CPU do the scouting for me, just so we have some green or red rounds when we see the players in the actual draft, if that makes any sense. You guys know what I mean. So we actually got Mike Hilton in free agency, and I kind of lowballed him big time. I thought about Kendall Fuller. I feel like we signed him a few times, so I wanted to go in a different direction. And Mike Hilton is a good, very young nickel cornerback who's quite a talented player, and he's going to fill that role very well. And as you can see, I really didn't give him all that much money. Only 76 total points on that system. So I think we got him for a fairly good deal, and he's definitely going to add to that CB group with Marshawn Lattimore. Now, I don't know about the long-term future of a Patrick Robinson, considering his age. He is 32 now. Might add him to the trade block, see if any team is interested, because I might accept the deal. And we also have some upgrades here. Sheldon Rankins appears to have got superstar development now because he made the Pro Bowl. I love that. Demario Davis, although rapidly regressing, also got superstar development for making the Pro Bowl. So he regressed in a huge way. I do want to trade him, but it is realistic style, so I'm not going to be doing that. Offensively, I don't think anything changed here. We just added some players, which is cool. Traquan Smith up to a 77. Of course, Kamara and Thomas are both rapidly climbing towards 99 overall. But I don't think we're going to be adding any more players to our team via free agency, so I guess it's time for the 2020 NFL Draft, and maybe we draft Drew Brees' successor. Lions hold the number 1 overall pick. Let's see who they take. This is interesting. Probably Chase Young, right? Chase Young goes to the Lions, and the Cardinals take a quarterback 3 years in a row. No, they take Andrew Thomas to protect Kyler Murray. That's lame. Take Tua. Here we are at number 18, though, after Laviska Shenault goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They get a very, very good third receiver to complement Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. But here we go, number 18 overall. Who is available? Justin Herbert, Grant Delpit. Could you imagine keeping Grant Delpit in Louisiana? Of course, it's Baton Rouge to New Orleans, but we might go quarterback here. And Justin Herbert's available. Jacob Eason's available. The storyline is almost too good with Joe Burrow. Don't have a second round pick. You know what I might do? I might wait. I might wait on a quarterback and take Joe Burrow. How cool would that be? That's just a really fun storyline, you know? So I might as well go with another LSU player here. Let's go with Christian Fulton out of LSU to be our third cornerback. He'll be the boundary guy, obviously. But he is a 73 overall with star or better development. Clearly not number 0. He's not the best player in the class because he's a 73. We've already seen higher players go. But 91 speed, 75 man, 71 zone, 79 press. He's a decent player, and that star or better development is going to be quite good for us. Now, he's a lower overall than we had with Eli Apple or other guys previous, but I think this is going to be the move for us long term. Grant Delpit to the Raiders, 78 overall. There goes Albert Okwuegbunam to the Falcons. Isaiah Simmons to the Colts. I'm going to wait for a quarterback to go, and then we'll make a trade up. All right, so a 3, a 5, and a 6 are going to allow this trade up to happen. We're trading from number 82 overall to number 69 overall. Nice. And we're going to use that pick, of course, to take Joe Burrow. The LSU transfer. Quarterbacks are flying off the board, but they lasted until the 3rd. And I think this might be Joe Burrow's range anyway. So can he be the quarterback of the future? Joe Burrow, welcome to the New Orleans Saints. 69 overall. Nice. Have there been any good number 9s on the Saints? Let me think. None that I can think of, really. I think it looks pretty good on Joe Burrow. We might slap a C on his chest and call it a day. And now the last pick of the draft for us comes here in the 4th round. Who do I want to go with here? We might go with a wide receiver. Tyler Johnson is a good option. Maybe Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame. Yeah, let's take Tyler Johnson out of Minnesota. Top overall receiver on the board. 68 overall. Does have star or better development. Like to see that. Doesn't do anything particularly well, but is just well-rounded in general. 88 speed is a little bit lackluster, but that's okay. That's going to do it for the 2020 NFL Draft for us. I think we did all right. Got some pretty good overalls in there. Maybe our QB of the future with Joe Burrow. He's going to require a little bit of development. I don't think I'm telling any tales out of school there, but not too bad. Also, I should say, definitely make sure to like the video if you're not already. I've never really asked for likes in the history of me being on YouTube. Every so often, of course. But the difference in likes when you ask versus when you don't is so large. So like the video if you enjoyed at any point. That'd be awesome. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Coming up, pushing for 150,000 subscribers. And if you're going to buy tickets for anything, might as well use code Bengal on SeatGeek and you save yourself $20. So, pretty good deal. This is our draft class. 2 LSU boys. Go Tigers. Christian Fulton and Joe Burrow. Also got Tyler Johnson out of Minnesota. So, pretty much you take Louisiana, you go straight up, you hit Minnesota. And then we hit, after a while, like a couple miles or so. And then you hit Tyler Johnson there for the Golden Gophers. Is that accurate on a map? It is indeed accurate on a map. Also, looks like Tyler Johnson's going to play a little bit. He'll be our slot option his rookie year. Joe Burrow is going to start. Jared Cook can be our fullback. That's fine. We didn't really get any trade offers. We still haven't really addressed offensive guard. Nick Easton's going to start. Not the best option for us. But on the defense side of the ball, I think we're in pretty good shape. Still some holes. But we addressed our first-round pick on the best player available for us, which is Christian Fulton. I'm really, really confident in that because he's young. He has star better development. He's going to be our answer for the future. Marcus Davenport's going to start over Trey Hendrickson. Patrick Robinson hopefully is going to get traded. I really would like for that to happen, but we might just have him as a 4th corner. I need to get Christian Fulton some playing time, so I'm going to get Christian Fulton some playing time. You know what I mean? Cam Jordan, Marcus Davenport as rush ends. Christian Fulton's going to be our 2nd slot there behind Mike Hilton. Mike Hilton works in the slot, so we're going to keep him there. And then Michael Thomas is not going to be our slot receiver. He's just not going to be. Our slot receiver is going to be the rookie out of Minnesota, Tyler Johnson. And we need to get Joe Burrow some more weapons. I know you look at this team and you say they already have some weapons, but we need more of them. I'm not sure that Traquan Smith is a competent number 2 at this point in his career, so we're going to move some things around. We're going to put Michael Thomas as our 2nd slot, and then Tyler Johnson as our number 1 slot as a rookie. Not a super high overall, but maybe we can develop him into being something great. So definitely hoping for that. This is the roster for season number 2, which is really the first official season. Well, it really isn't, but it's going to be. So Joe Burrow is at the helm. Obviously, some holes that we will look to address in season number 2 through free agency and the draft. Linebacker is one of them, potentially edge. Cornerback is no longer because Patrick Robinson's going to keep progressing. So, I mean, he's basically off the team at this point. And then left guard, potentially right guard. And then maybe wide receiver. Other than that, I think Joe Burrow is the guy. I really do. So I'm hoping that works out. I really am. And I will see you guys at the midseason mark. I'm going to load in a 2021 class as well. Might try to download a new one, see which one's the most popular, and use that. See which one has like a good number of likes. I want to try out some new 2021 classes. So here we are at the midseason mark. Regardless of that, we are 4-3, a little bit better than last year. Still 3rd in the division though, which is where we were last year. Only slightly better than last year because we have a positive record here. We're not 8-8. We're not on pace for 8-8. Could still finish that, which would be very disappointing, but we shall see. We re-signed Sheldon Rankins, Marcus Williams, Marshawn Lattimore, and Alvin Kamara. Very, very big class because the Saints drafted so unbelievably well in back-to-back classes with Alvin Kamara, Marshawn Lattimore, Ryan Ramczyk, Marcus Williams, Sheldon Rankins. They were all in back-to-back classes, if I recall. There might be one outlier, although I don't think so. I think Alvin Kamara, Marshawn Lattimore, Ryan Ramczyk might have been from the previous one. No, I think they were all in the same class. I think they were all second-year players last year. Am I mistaken? Ryan... I don't know. I mean, I could look it up. Let's just do that. Yeah, so they were all the same class. I thought I was going insane, but unbelievable class. And then Sheldon Rankins was 2016, if I recall. He was a first-round pick then. I think he went at, like, what, number 11, I want to say? It was like 11 or 14. Sheldon Rankins. Come on. Number 12. Okay. So I was wrong. But I had the general area. Ryan Ramczyk wants more salary. That's basically what that comes down to. Really went rambly there. We're not winning a lot of games. We're 4-4. We're going to go 8-8 again. Why? Why? It's because you didn't get an offensive line. All right, I got to talk like people from Louisiana. I just piss people off big time. I'm just kidding. You guys sound like, well, go Tigers. That's how y'all sound. Battle of the Birds in the Super Bowl. Ravens, Seahawks in Super Bowl 55. We obviously did not make. I simulated a Super Bowl. What am I doing? Went 9-7. I don't think we made it anyway. As Andrew Luck wins MVP with the Giants. You got to be like, I mean, I'd be sick. As we had 10th best offense in the league, and the 21st defense. We're getting better, I guess. Joe Burrow, great rookie year, set the record for passing touchdowns, or rookie passing touchdowns, I should say. 16 picks, so a pick a game, not ideal. Taysom Hill was unbelievable. 1 for 1 for a touchdown and 3 yards. He's a beast. Joe Burrow threw for over 4,000 yards. Kamara was great, almost 1,400 yards, 13 TDs, averaging 5 per carry receiving. Michael Thomas had a good season. Tyler Johnson was electric in the slot with 8 touchdowns. Hunter Henry at tight end, 8 touchdowns as well. Good year for him. Gotta love that. Demario Davis still had 100 tackles in back-to-back years. Cam Jordan, 13 tackles for loss, led the team. Sacks, 12.5 for Cam Jordan, led the team. Pretty much the only one who did anything close. No one had more than 1 interception. We only had 5 on the year. Pretty unbelievably low. A couple of safety. Cameron Jordan had 2 safeties, 1 for Anzalone. No defensive touchdowns. I don't really know what we do about this. Andrew Luck wins MVP. We better start winning some games, man. This is not exactly a good rebuild so far. Andrew Luck wins Offensive Player of the Year. Alvin Kamara, number 10. No Joe Burrow, though. Defensive Player of the Year is Khalil Mack. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Joe Burrow, though. I love to see that. Tyler Johnson at number 3. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Bryce Hall. Keeping him in that Virginia, that DMV area. Of course, cornerback out of Virginia. Redskins take him. I like that. That's cool. Christian Fulton at number 5. That's kind of what we did. That was the storyline here, is we took LSU players, keep them local. But, not the season that we were looking for so far. Missing out in the playoffs the first 2 years is kind of weird. Not really much I can do about that as the Seahawks win the Super Bowl 35-28 over the Baltimore Ravens. Definitely want to bring back Ryan Ramczyk. That's going to be super important. He just wanted more salary, so I'll up his salary a little bit as Ryan Ramczyk resigns. I'm not going to bring back 79 overall, 34-year-old Jared Cook. Larry Warford could get another contract. Demario Davis is down to a 77 overall, and again, regressing rapidly. He wants over 7 per year. It's just not going to happen. Anzalone definitely deserves a new contract. He's played well. He's up to near an 80, 26 years old. Definitely want to bring him back. Trey Hendrickson resigns as well. So Anzalone and Trey Hendrickson are back. Larry Warford probably deserves another contract. He is regressing a little bit, right? Yeah. But he's still a formidable option. We don't really have a lot of money. I'm going to have to pass on that. I need to improve the offensive line, dude. There are just too many stars in this team that we just had to re-sign that cost a lot of money. Now, what can we do with $7 million cap room? Honestly, not a whole lot. Obviously, don't need Joe Mixon. What kind of offensive line is in free agency here? Okung, no. Pat Elflein might go after. Alex Mack, a.k.a. Javon Mack. His real first name is Javon. I swear to God. Larry Warford's here. Kyle Long, more like Kyle Short. If you know what I mean. Maybe you don't. I hope you don't. I really do. What can we do here? I don't know. We don't really have money. It's a tough part. So we actually did manage to bring in Pat Elflein. Offense continues to get even better. Also, we'll see any development upgrades. Tyler Johnson had star. He doesn't get any more than that. But Joe Burrow gets upgraded to star, and that could be huge for us. Only has 88 throw power, but winning Offensive Rookie of the Year and getting star development, I think, is just gigantic for the future of this team. We're also going to make him a strong arm quarterback to fit the scheme, so he gets a little bit more XP. So I think that's going to be good for the future of the team. He's up to a 76 overall now. I'm not going to give him number 9 because obviously that's Drew Brees. People earlier probably like, what do you mean, Drew Brees? New people never get when I'm being sarcastic. Joe Burrow wears number 9 in college, though. What did he wear at Ohio State? I know he didn't play, but he wore number 10, I want to say. Yeah, he was number 10, but that's Traquan Smith, right? So he's going to wear, let's give him a single-digit number. Let's give him number 5. That's a cool one. So Joe Burrow gets 5. I'm not going to give him Drew Brees' number. I really can't do that. But team's looking great overall, except for right guard. It really couldn't be any worse. This is Zach Wood. I believe he's their long-time long snapper. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's true. And then defensively, we need linebackers. Christian Fulton has star development. He's up to a 77. Patrick Robinson now ducks below that. His contract, he's got to be expiring this year, right? I really hope so, because that's going to be a lot of money, because they signed him from who? The Eagles, I want to say? He was on the Colts for a year, too. He doesn't even tell me where he was, unfortunately, but what's his contract? 1 year remaining. That's a huge total salary. I want him gone, but we have to deal with that contract for 1 more year, unfortunately. We need to get a right guard in the draft. We also need to get 2 linebackers, probably. I think Marcus Davenport's fine at edge for now. That might be somebody we look to trade, honestly. But this LB core is atrocious. But that's really all we need to do is get linebacker and get right guard. And we're going to be fine. So, let's go ahead and take care of that. Draft time, baby. So we pick at number 19 overall. Broncos have the number 1 overall pick. Do they go Trevor Lawrence? They do. He is a very, very, very high overall at 83. But I guess he's one of the better quarterback prospects we've seen in the past long time. As Taraja Mitchell out of Ohio State goes to the Redskins. That was somebody we were definitely looking at, given our need at linebacker. And it's tough for me to not want to take quarterback. Tough for me to not want to take wide receiver, given the absolute studs available. Rondell Moore. Jalen Waddle is one of my favorite players in college football. He is so fun to watch. He is electric at Alabama. Amon-Ra St. Brown is unbelievable for the Trojans. He was great as a true freshman last year. Don't go running back, obviously. I want to go with a wide receiver. It just doesn't really make sense to do that. I think we probably have to lean towards a linebacker, and whether that's Mohamed Sanogo out of Ole Miss or Merlin Robertson out of Arizona State, which seems to be a very, very good player. That might have to be the move for us. Could take another Tyler Johnson on our team. Probably not going to do that. What's available at right guard? There's some depth. They all say first round. I think this class is a glitch too. That kind of happens. But we're going to go with Merlin Robertson out of Arizona State. Hopefully he's amazing for us. 77 overall, hidden development, so star or better. That is awesome. incredible to see. He flies around the field, 86 speed, 86 tackle, good block shed, relatively good finesse moves and coverage. So this is a really, really good player. Definitely exactly what we were looking for. And we need to hit on our second round pick with a good offensive lineman, because we cannot have a long snapper playing right guard. That is an absolute recipe for disaster. I will tell you, that is a very, very bad idea. Question though, who is available? I think Aaron Banks is going to be the move, but we don't have to take him now. That can be next round. This appears to be a very deep class. I think we're going to go Tough Borland here. He is a 71 overall, normal development. Yeah, the entire class is glitched to show these guys as early first rounders, number 0 in the class. But 71 overall is not too bad. Tough Borland, definitely a good addition to our team. He might start this year, which is odd, but I mean, I would take it. This class is deep though. Really, really, really overpowered class. I would suggest that this guy turn some of his overalls down. That'd be my one critique to him. And I think we are going to take Aaron Banks. Welcome to the team, Aaron Banks. 71 overall, normal development. He will be our new starting right guard. I wish I could tell you guys where he ranked in the class overall, but again, it's glitched to show that everyone is number 0. That doesn't really help me out at all. I have no idea where they fall in the class, but considering the overalls of the entire class, I would say probably near the middle or bottom. I mean, it's so strong. We'll go Adam Anderson here, a speed rusher out of Georgia. 71 overall with star or better development. Might be someone we look to transition to edge, but probably a rotational outside linebacker for us at the moment. And I know I keep complaining about it, but this is a really, really strong class. It's not balanced with the rest of the classes in Madden, so overalls are going to be screwed here in a couple years, unfortunately. We'll take another offensive lineman here. Brett Heggie out of Florida, or Heggie, 69 overall. Nice. And that's probably going to do it for the draft. We're going to simulate to the end. Let the CPU handle the rest. I'm sure they can't do too poorly with the type of talent in this class. It's really, really tough to miss. You see teams in Madden Sim taking 66 overall players in the first round, and we're taking 69 overall players in the 6th, and it's not even an anomaly. Yeah, so really, really strong class for us overall, obviously. In comparison to the rest of the NFL, I wouldn't be shocked if there are multiple 80 pluses, and there are 83, 81, 81, 80, 80, 80. And also, Caden Stearns in 2021, they're having him come out his junior year, but a lot, I don't know, weird. A lot of juniors coming out. It happens. It could very well happen in real life. A lot of really, really high overalls. You'll see maybe an 80 every 5 or 10 drafts. And they got like 20. Everyone's an 80. So this is the team for season number 3. It's improved overall. Left guard and right guard, I would say, are long-term upgrades. Obviously, it looks a little bit worse in the short term, but I think it will be better down the line. Tyler Johnson up to a 76 already is fantastic. That's about where Traquan Smith was last year, or at the start of season 1, I should say. Joe Burrow, our QB of the future. Love to see that. And then defensively, we have 2 rookie outside linebackers starting. Hopefully they're good. I hope they don't suck. Defensive line's okay. Marcus Davenport. Really need him to come along. If he had a great season, that'd be fantastic for me. So I will spend any of the coach XP that I have, and I'm saying right now, in season 3, I need this team to come out and be successful, because this mediocrity is just stupid. It's just stupid. Oh, did I simulate to the playoffs? That's a mistake. We're 8-3 though, so it's not that big of a mistake. Leading the NFC South, even after a loss to the Buccaneers. And this is a really, really close race for the NFC South lead. Oh, man. So Teron Armstead is an impending free agent. Need to bring him back. Traquan Smith, too. Patrick Robinson's gone. Marcus Davenport. Malcolm Brown, who doesn't really matter. Jeez. How much money are we going to have? Patrick Robinson's going to put some off the books, and 23.5 almost to negotiate here. Not a whole lot. So Traquan Smith resigns. Teron Armstead wants a higher salary. The rest, I don't think I'm going to... Maybe it'd be... Marcus Davenport wants more than I want to give him. But I think I'm going to shell it out, because it could be a lot more expensive long term if we wait. Marcus Davenport resigns. All right. This is a playoff team, I think. unless something catastrophic happens down the stretch. It's like, oh, Bengal, you jinxed it, as if that has any effect. Let's do quarterback training boost. Hopefully Joe Burrow comes along even faster, and we will simulate to the playoffs. I would love to earn a first-round bye here with one of the best records in the NFC. That'd be fantastic. Do we end up making the playoffs? We do. We get a wild card spot. We went 10-6. The Panthers went 10-6. The Bucks went 10-6. Everybody's 10-6. I feel like I'm on Oprah. Joe Burrow leads the 4th best offense in the NFL, and with the 8th best defense. Damn right that's a playoff team. Burrow had a very, very good year overall. Rushing, Alvin Kamara was fantastic per usual. Latavius Murray, 10 touchdowns. Michael Thomas, stellar year, over 100 receptions, almost 1,400 yards, 15 TDs. Hunter Henry was great. We were great. Defensively, Anzalone had a really good year. Tackles for loss, 12 for Cameron Jordan led the team. Didn't get a whole lot of pressure, but Marcus Davenport led the way with 8 sacks. So that's a really good year for him. Marshawn Lattimore led the way with interceptions with 3. The rookie out of Arizona State, Merlin Robertson, the wizard, Merlin, with 2. Love that at that outside linebacker spot. Forced fumbles, not a whole lot. And we had a safety there for Merlin Robertson. No touchdowns, though. Here's the thing. I would love to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Zeke wins MVP, as he tends to do sometimes. Joe Burrow at number 9. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Ezekiel Elliott. Joe Burrow at number 6 is what that number is. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Vernon Hargreaves, former Florida standout. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Justin Fields. We didn't draft anyone worthy of that. Show me Defensive Rookie of the Year. No, it's Taraja Mitchell. Merlin Robertson at number 2. Just missed it. That is entirely frustrating. However, we're in the playoffs. We're up to an 87 overall. I would guess that that's one of the best in the NFL, as we're going to buy wide receiver training boost. So this is the team for the playoffs here. Got some overalls up across the board. Elfline up to a 79, but Banks up to a 75, I think, is the most notable across that offensive line. Tyler Johnson approaching 80, but Joe Burrow up to an 81 overall is huge. Most good quarterbacks in Madden are about an 80 overall, so he's already at or above that. He's looking really, really good with his upgrades. Defensively, how are things? So Merlin Robertson actually has superstar development. I'm sure the developments are super overpowered in this as well. Anderson's up to a 77 overall. Merlin Robertson's at an 83. Tuff Borland at 73. Did Marcus Williams? I think he had star the whole time. Did Von Bell, though? I don't think Von Bell did. Did he have star? No, he definitely did. He definitely did. I don't know. Something looks off here. I don't know what it is. Marcus Davenport up to a 78. Christian Fulton at an 80. We are definitely moving along very, very nicely. Look at all the superstar and superstar X Factor there. I know Alvin Kamara pops up twice, but we're an 87 overall. Do the Panthers really have anything in that same realm? They're an 86. Okay. Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey, Luke Kuechly. Tell you what, we're not going to do Super Sim. We're going to sim week by week, and we'll jump in Season 4, which is next year. I assume we're going to make the playoffs again as we beat the Panthers 37-20. If we get to the conference championship, maybe I'll jump in so y'all can see it. But can we beat the Rams? Rematch from last year, and this time 35-17 we beat them. And now it's a division matchup in the NFC Conference Championship. Saints, Bucks. I don't know what's going on with the Bucks and Bruce Arians. They're an 81 overall, and they're performing with the best of them. But we're going to hop in here. We're going to Super Sim, and I have an exciting series. Like I have a new series planned down the line that you guys will probably see in November. I have a bunch coming to the channel in November and December, so I'm really, really excited for that. I just don't want to blow my load too early. That's never a good thing. So I'm trying to stretch out Madden more. I know you guys are loving it. It's been awesome. So I would say closer to November, December, you're going to see a lot more videos on the channel. New series, kind of spice things up, make it exciting. Madden related, of course. And hopefully you love it, because it's going to be fantasy franchise, kind of with Patreon supporters. More coming on that later. Plus a new rebuild series probably coming along the line. So if you're excited for that, let me know down in the comment section below, or by smashing that like button as we jump out to an early 6-0 lead. Tampa Bay answers with a field goal, and then another field goal. That missed extra point really hurting now. And it's all field goals for the Bucks. We're up 13 now, 16-9, 23-9. The Bucks not standing much of a chance for Joe Burrow, but they do score a touchdown. It is 23-16. We might jump in here a little bit on 3rd and 15. See if we can't get a first down to extend the drive. Weird playbook for the Saints. Maybe we streak Kamara, see what he's about up the middle. Oh, I want to take a shot. Burrow downfield. Kamara torched him. It's underthrown brutally. We absolutely had a step, and that's going to be a pretty big return by, is that Vernon Hargraves? It is. All right. Well, I threw a pick there going on 3rd and 15. It's just an underthrow. That's not my fault. Kamara was open. He torched him. Jumping in on 3rd and 15 is a tough spot, but now we have to play defense, which is admittedly less fun because I know what can happen. Hopefully a fumble. Now, they're down by a touchdown. All we have to do is stop the touchdown, and we're going to be in business. It's easier said than done. There's not a whole lot of time. One stop is enough to end the game. Please take the ball. Fulton can't rip it out. Come on, Christian. We got to stop him. 1 minute and 20 seconds. I'd love a turnover. You know how much I want to say easy reads right now? As I read the defense and take the football away with my user ability? That'd be fantastic. It really would be. I would love that. Because that means it is game over. Super Bowl berth for the first time since 2006. Think about that. Am I wrong? Nah, I might be. I don't think so. I don't think the Saints have made the Super Bowl since they won it. Drew Brees first and only. It is 3rd and 8. This is a huge play. Game essentially on the line. Going over the middle. No way he catches that. Are you serious? I'm draped all over him. 4th and 1. Famous Jameis is going to get really, really unsafe with the football. He goes at me. And it falls incomplete. Sweating there big time. But that is going to be the game. Provided Alvin Kamara doesn't fumble. They do have timeouts. We need a first down. First down ices it. Blocking up the middle is pretty good. And Alvin Kamara is off to the races. And Kamara is gone. That is what you call a dagger. Vernon Hargraves will not catch him. Mom, get the camera. 90 yards to seal the deal in New Orleans. That's my user pick. Easy reads. Green eggs and ham. We get the Robertson interception. And ladies and gentlemen, I will remind you, this is all Madden difficulty. I'm just that average. I wouldn't say good because I'm not, but that's some incredible ability. Check game options. Indeed, there it is, all Madden. Just the reads are too sick. Burrow, sideline. That's a touchdown. Yeah, we're just pouring it on here. Garbage time touchdown that doesn't matter at all. But I'll take the 37-16 victory as we embarrass the Bucs. More like I don't have a pun for that. I was gonna say like embarrassed, but like the Bucs doesn't fit into that. We crushed them at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Let me tell you. And we're moving on to the Super Bowl here in year number 3. Oh my goodness, how fun is this? We have a Super Bowl rematch when we finally make the Super Bowl. It's no longer Peyton Manning against Drew Brees. This is Joe Burrow against what I can only assume is Jacoby Brissett. They've got Rondale Moore, who has incredibly high development. He's already probably up near a 90 overall as a rookie. That's pretty wild. But how fun is this? A Super Bowl rematch from 06 to now 2021? This is awesome. Rondale Moore had 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. Pretty good year. So I definitely can't get over how cool it is to have a Super Bowl rematch. It would be cool if it was in the same place. It's in Tampa Bay, which the first one was in Miami. I mean in the same stadium. It's just the rematch itself is cool, but it's 21-14. It's anybody's game here as we approach halftime, and as the Colts tie it up even. And this is a real barn burner here. The Colts even managed to go ahead, but the Saints answer very quickly and then get a quick score. But it is 35-35, and we might just have to take over. We might have to take over on offense here. And, of course, if you guys want a more gameplay-driven experience, definitely make sure to check out Dolphins Franchise. Very, very highly acclaimed on my channel. One of my greatest series ever, I would say. But on 2nd and 3, let's hand it off to Alvin Kamara. And he's got that ability, that speed, that burst through the hole. And I'm not exactly known for my gameplay ability. I only play when I record. I'm more of a team builder. And that's due to ability and desire and what I'm interested in. But let me tell you, that's a really fun series. So if you like gameplay more than just the team building, definitely make sure to check out that series. I might be looking at Michael Thomas here. We'll just check down. We'll go for Hunter Henry. Waited super long to throw that football, but sometimes you just got to do it. You got to look at other options. There's Joe Burrow, not having a terrible game, but it's 2nd and 6. If we can get Traquan Smith open, Hunter Henry should be able to take the safety away. All we need is time. And they play it well. We'll throw it away. It's probably intentional grounding. They didn't call it. Whatever. So 3rd and 6. We're looking at Michael Thomas or Alvin Kamara on the check down, obviously. It'll be interesting to see what they cover here. And that's open. Joe Burrow airmailed it by a lot. I mean, that wasn't even close. I think we had area. We had space there with Kamara. Just couldn't hit him. And we'll settle for the field goal try. Absolutely no wind here in Tampa Bay. A little bit strange. But there is the kick. Will Lutz drills it. And we take a 38-35 lead. Now it's just time to play some defense, man. No field goals. No points at all. A turnover ends the game. Come on. I want to bring that Lombardi back to New Orleans against the same team. And that, if I had my hand on triangle, that's maybe an interception off the tip pass. Jacoby Brissett's thrown for 5 touchdowns. Oh, my goodness. My user ability hopefully should limit that here with 2.5 minutes to play. Under that, obviously. 2 1/4 minutes to play. As Brissett has all the time in the world. Finally, time runs out. It's Trey Hendrickson picking up the huge sack. That brings on the 2-minute warning. He had 2 receivers against 1 safety. Marcus Williams is doing his very best to cover everything. But they definitely had a favorable matchup. It's now 3rd and 17. I don't trust man coverage. I really don't. We might use Ravon Bell. Come up if we need to. But we're trying to cover everything. And we're doing a pretty damn good job. Just need to wrap up. There's Mike Hilton on a big tackle. I don't know if you noticed. Jacoby Brissett had about 20 minutes in the pocket there to find whoever he wanted. It's amazing we managed to not allow anything huge. But this is a very long 4th down. 4th and 14. Game is on the line. Season's on the line. Super Bowl. Lombardi. Championship on the line. Lombardi trophy, I should say. And that's complete over the middle. That's unbelievable. And no offense, but you'll never guess who it was. It's Marcus Williams. How do you not make that tackle? We're going to always be wondering it. And he's still going. Dude, can anyone tackle on this team at all? We're not only in danger of having them tie the game, we're in danger of them winning the game. And they're going underneath. Oh, I missed the big hit. I want the big hit, though. At this point, that's what saves the game for us. They can easily get the field goal, and they're driving. I need to use your pick. I need the easy reads. They're going for Rondell Moore. That's a big hit. Ball's loose. Recovered by Mike Hilton. That is the game. Mike Hilton past midfield to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Celebrating. End zone. Touchdown. Game over. Huge hit. Ends it. Unbelievable finish here as we're going to knock off the Colts. 0 for 2 in the Super Bowl against the Saints. Let's go, man. We're going to win the Super Bowl here in year number 3. The Saints don't even have a prayer. Not even Bon Jovi can help them out here. You didn't just catch that. How is that a catch? Just goes up and makes that one-handed snag. All Madden's broken. But that is the game. The Saints are Super Bowl champions. The confetti, that's a kind of strangely colored, falls down. It's like silver and black. The Raiders didn't win. Where's the gold in there? Anyway, the celebration without much sound sounds very out of place. I don't know if you guys hear that. Or there's nothing to hear. There's nothing. Like, there's like a little bit of crowd noise. It's pretty quiet, though. Brissett can't believe it. I can't believe that you're so good in Madden. He's the best player by a lot. So Kamara is your Super Bowl MVP. 21 carries, 153 yards, and 2 TDs. Sealed the deal for the Saints here. Burrow was pretty good as well, as we're going to go to the podium to see the raising of the Lombardi Trophy by our stars. It's going to be Joe Burrow, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, and who's the 4th one going to be? I think it's Alex Anzalone, the starting middle linebacker. That's right. Seems a little bit out of place with those other guys on this team. Maybe you want Marshawn Lattimore up there or somebody like that, but Joe Burrow hoists the Lombardi. The New Orleans Saints are once again Super Bowl champions, and his face in this is screwed up. His head looked like it had a piggy bank in the back of it. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it was like very elongated in the back in a weird kind of shape. He looked like a Roger from American Dad. But the Saints are Super Bowl champions. We'll head to a season number 4 and to see what kind of trouble we can stir up. Maybe we screw around and repeat a little bit. So, of course, Teron Armstead actually re-signs as well, as we're now in the offseason period. I'm not going to bring back Malcolm Brown or Josh Hill or Azim Victor or Cam Sims or Michael Jackson. Oh, I almost did a Michael Jackson impression. And thank God I stopped myself for everything that is holy in this land. We don't really have any cap room, so you don't have to worry about any of that action. And I'm going to load a 2022 class at this point. It's probably going to be a disaster. Alright, so Madden's glitching out. I can't load in the draft class. It doesn't really matter all that much anyway. We're heading into the 4th and final season, so if you don't get to see who's a great freshman that's playing well this year, I don't know. It's been 3 weeks of college season. I'm not sure. But you're picking number 32 overall. This pick really shouldn't matter all that much. I mean, I'll take maybe a wide receiver. Who's going to see the field? A linebacker, maybe? I mean, this class is already not looking great. There's D'Angelo Justice. Looks like a beast out of Notre Dame. I might just take him just because he looks awesome. Could take a backup running back. D. Curtis looks quite good. We go, Nelson Florence out of Wyoming. Not exactly the most athletic player, but looks very good overall. Kyrie Hamilton out of Vanderbilt looks really good. There looks to be some really, really good players in this class. Stephen Myrick out of Clemson. Looks like a beast. So the question is now, who do we take? We'll go with the backup running back in D. Curtis. 74 overall, ranked number 12 in the class. He is star or better development. Like to see that. And we're not probably going to have a shot at that quarterback. We'll check out overalls and developments if you guys are curious at the end. When we see the draft picks, the draft recap. Oh, D'Angelo Justice is still available. I'm pulling the trigger. He is a 72 overall star or better development. I like that. Good backup quarterback. Certainly no Taysom Hill. But then again, who is? Oh, every BYU quarterback? Okay. Tanner Mangum's up to? Probably on Mormon, like, retreat or something like that. Whatever they do. It's not retreat. There's a name for it. Mormon mission. I think it's mission. I don't know. We're done with the draft. They just took the hardest name ever, Lane Steele. Oh, that's a Boise State quarterback if I've ever seen one. Sounds like a 1980s porn star. Like you ready to like get the built Ram? Nah, it's built Ford tough, but you get ready to get that hard steel. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're going to the draft recap here. I am interested to see these development traits. CPU did not draft well. But D. Curtis, and I'm only checking this because it doesn't matter, and I just want to know. He has star development, so that's kind of lame. I mean, star is cool. Hey, it's no superstar. Hey, superstar is no superstar X Factor. You guys know this. D'Angelo Justice has superstar X Factor. What a sick player. Yeah, but I mean, like he's not gonna play because we have Joe Burrow, who is a little bit better. So, it is how it is. Latavius Murray not going to start because we have star better development of a younger player. But Justice is a good backup too. You got D. Curtis defensively. Anyone get upgraded? Did Anderson always have this development? I don't know. He might have had normal. No, I think he had star. Never mind. He definitely had star. Anzalone doesn't get upgraded. Does anyone get upgraded after a Super Bowl victory to a higher development trait? Absolutely nobody did. That's going to be the team for season number 4, though. I'm expecting big things, expecting a whole lot of success. Merlin Robertson goes up, Joe Burrow goes up. This is going to be a really sick team. The only thing now is for them to perform and go back to another Super Bowl. I will see you guys at the playoffs. So the team did not perform as well as I anticipated, only going 9-7. We're up to a 90 overall, to be fair. I would say a lot of that probably has to do with some draft class imbalancing. As Justice, he can't be playing a lot. He's not playing a lot. But he's up to a 77 overall. He's regressing progressing very, very, very quickly. Curtis is up to a 78 overall. Defensively, no upgrades midseason randomly, but Robertson's going to be up to an 89 overall. Yeah, I mean, like, he's moving up pretty quick in his second year. I'll say that for him. Superstar Dev will do that. When you're super high overall to begin with, it'll do that. We'll check out the stats. The Panthers won the division, then the Bucks. As Joe Burrow was first in the NFL in passing yards, had 39 touchdowns to go with 16 picks. Kamara rushed for almost 1,800 yards, 1,750, 21 touchdowns. Unreal year for Alvin Kamara. Receiving, oh my goodness, Michael Thomas. Over 1,400 yards on 94 catches, 22 touchdowns. What does Randy Moss have? 23 is the record? Most receiving touchdowns in a season. I think it's 23. I think it was Randy Moss in 08. It was the 07 season with 23, of course. So Michael Thomas is now second all-time for most receiving touchdowns in a season. Defensively, Merlin Robertson was great. 4.5 sacks and a pick to go with 113 tackles and 10 for loss. Sheldon Rankins led the team with 10.5 sacks. Interceptions, we had Christian Fulton with 2. He's been a little bit quiet in this rebuild, but that's kind of because we had Mike Hilton playing over him in some snaps. We had the best offense in football, and we had the 16th defense. Well, that'll do it. I wonder if Kamara win MVP. Jordan Love won MVP of the 10-6 Bengals. Very interesting. Kamara was at 4, and Burrow, who led the league in passing yards, is not even in the conversation. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Alvin Kamara. Joe Burrow at 7. Defensive Player of the Year is Camu Grugier-Hill for the Giants now, former Philadelphia Eagle. I feel like he's up there a lot. That's weird. Merlin Robertson at 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year is D. Curtis, a backup running back for us. And Defensive Rookie of the Year is Bernard Hewitt. We have no Saints. So our offense is up to a 97 overall. Pretty good. Joe Burrow's at an 86. You guys have pretty much seen these overalls, but these are the playoff overalls. This team is very, very, very good. I would be very disappointed to see them go out in the first round. Not even. We got the wild card round. We're not even making it to the divisional, maybe. The Panthers are an 87 overall. We're not going to bother jumping in unless it's a Super Bowl, because we already won it in Season 3. So Season 4 is just the icing on the cake, and we get iced by the Panthers. 35-31. They always beat me in the NFC playoffs. The Panthers are overpowered, and I don't know why. That is the final team, though. This was a fun one to do. A realistic Saints rebuild in a land after Drew Brees. Joe Burrow leads the team to the promised land, just as, of course, superstar X Factor. Always love to see that. That seems to be the trend. I draft a quarterback in the final year, and he's a rookie, and he has superstar X Factor. That's my main move. Defensively, these are the boys. I want to see if anyone gets a development upgrade, so I'll simulate to the offseason, just so we can see, because it'll look better. Oh, yeah, it does. Joe Burrow gets superstar dev. Beautiful. Because he won quarterback of the year. I love that. So he's going to finish at an 88 overall. Morale is +2, so he's really at an 86 overall, but still, pretty good. We'll pretend he's an 88. Pretty good offense here. Very much a fan of that. So, I mean, justice serves no purpose. There's definitely a line there. That sounded kind of cool. Justice serves no purpose. I feel like I'm in like a Batman movie. I don't know. Defensively, anyone get an upgrade? Not that I can tell, although Cam Jordan is regressing greatly. Probably a good time to call it. That's going to do it for this rebuild, guys. A lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed this realistic rebuild as the Browns beat the Vikings in the 2022 Super Bowl. Something to look forward to. But I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.